Maddie, do you want to try? Hey there, I'm Julian. I've been playing saxophone for over 20 years and teaching privately for over 12. Here are some of the most common mistakes I see beginner and intermediate saxophonists make and how to avoid them. Number 1, focusing too much on equipment. With the endless options for reeds, mouthpieces, instruments, and even custom necks, the saxophone marketing and influencing world would have you think that spending lots of cold hard cash is the key to finding your sound. While having a high quality and well-maintained instrument is extremely important no matter how long you've been playing, there's no need to worry about the difference between the 1965 and 1967 vintage Otto Links, what serial number Michael Brecker played, or compare every possible saxophone model during your first few years of playing. If you work hard at developing your tone by listening to the greats, playing long tones, overtone exercises, and practicing expressive etudes, you will start to sound like yourself on pretty much any equipment that you play. Charlie Parker famously had to pawn his horns frequently, and even played one of his most famous recorded solos on a plastic Grafton alto saxophone. But he just sounds like Charlie Parker, no matter which horn he's playing. I always suggest a high-quality student instrument from Yamaha, Jupiter, or even Jean Paul instruments if you need to save some cash. Practice hard for a couple of years, and find the limits of your equipment before you spend, upwards of $2,000 on an instrument. And when you do upgrade, that's when you do want to try a lot of horns to get a feel for the difference. I don't suggest buying your step up or, professional instrument online. Make sure there's a way to try it out or a good return policy. Definitely don't worry about what anyone says online. Saxophones are very personal, and another player's dream setup might feel terrible to you. As far as mouthpieces go, the very middle of the road Yamaha 4C, slightly more pricey Jody Jazz HR, and for classical music, the Selmer C-Star are great, classic, time-tested starting points. Any reed is really fine as long as it's not too hard or too soft. I suggest starting with 2.5s, and after a box or two, see if you prefer going up to maybe a 3 or 3.5, but that also really depends on the mouthpiece you're playing. If you want to avoid all the common pitfalls that sax players make, consider studying privately with me online from anywhere in the world. Limited lesson slots are available starting next week. Number 2, neglecting tone. A saxophone is not like a keyboard, where the sound is basically built into the instrument and happens when you press a key. The saxophone amplifies the sound of a reed vibrating inside your mouth. The way we hold our lips, or our embouchure, the way we hold the muscles inside our mouth and throat, or our voicing, and the way we control our airflow are what determine the vast majority of our tone quality. Practicing long tones for just a few minutes a day and developing both an imaginary sound to strive for and the muscle control necessary to produce that sound for extended playing sessions is really paramount. Number 3, forgetting to subscribe to this channel and forgetting to hit the like button. For real, number 3, practicing too loud. For the first week or so of playing, just getting a consistent sound on the saxophone takes a lot of effort, and there's no way around it. It's going to sound like a lot of honking. But once you have a bit of a bass embouchure developed, and you can play out of your method book for 20-30 minutes before fatigue starts to set in, that's when you want to start working on sound control. If you can play quietly with a good sound, you have excellent air control. If you can only play loud, then either your voicing or your embouchure is lacking, and practicing quietly will help with all of that. I had the privilege of studying briefly with the great tenor player George Garzone, and one of his key tenets was practicing at a barely audible volume because of how it benefits tone production at all dynamic levels. Another bonus of that is you won't bother your neighbors. Another common mistake is forgetting great gifts for the holidays. I designed this sweatshirt, also available as t-shirts, celebrating the original greats of the tenor saxophone, Ben Webster, Lester Young, and Coleman Hawkins. You can find this in the description down below. Excellent gift for the holidays. This video's sponsor, Curiosity Box, has another solution, and they're offering my viewers an amazing discount when you click the link below and use promo code JBMusic at checkout. I want to thank today's sponsor, Curiosity Box, for sending their fall box full of mind-engaging gifts perfect for the lifelong learner or that young person in your life who is curious about all kinds of things from science to math, arts. This is a quarterly subscription. It would be a fantastic birthday or Christmas gift, and each box comes with totally unique items. This one includes what else do we have? This really nice t-shirt. If you crushed Uranus into a ball smaller than the circle on the front of this shirt, it would become a black hole. Got this super cool deck of playing cards with the human body mapped out on different layers. So each of these cards has a different layer of the body. Keychain puzzle where you have to figure out how to get this coin to fall out of this thing. And on the coin, it's got an ambigram. So this coin says heads and tails at the same time. That's fun. Beautiful edition of the first 6 books of the Elements of Euclid. Hardback edition of one of the earliest texts on trigonometry. So again, the Curiosity Box is a really fun gift idea for the curious adult or teenager in your life. Beautiful gift for Christmas or birthday. And you want to use my promo code JBMusic. That's JB for Julian Brazon. JBMusic is the promo code. That's going to give you 25% off the first box or $15 off the annual subscription. Either way, fantastic value. Curiosity Box does want me to let you know that this particular set of items, the fall box, is sold out. So if you order right now, you will get the summer box, which is still in stock, or the upcoming winter box. Once again, thanks Curiosity Box for sponsoring this video. Number 4, lots of notes, but not enough melody. I get it. We all love Coltrane's sheets of sound and learning the giant steps solo, but you know what Coltrane could also do? Play the melody of any song just beautifully and impeccably. He knew it inside out. It's important to know the melody by heart, maybe even learn the lyrics. Melodic embellishments, fills, or being super creative and out definitely have their place, but no one can really take the rest of your playing seriously if you're flubbing the melody of a song everyone knows. It just kind of puts the audience on edge right away. I suggest working on 8-bar sections of the melody over and over again. Just play it until it starts to become muscle memory. Like, you could take the bridge of Body and Soul. Just play that bridge over and over again until you know it, the way you know your D major scale, for example. Melodies need to be so ingrained that we're not thinking. We want to be aware of the way that the melody relates to the chord changes. That's also super helpful. Just as if you were going to sing it with your voice, needs to be right there in the front of your mind. Number 5, too much tonguing. Articulation is awesome. One of the things I love about Sonny Rollins, for example, is how much he uses various articulations in his solos. However, there is a sort of myth about 8th note bebop tonguing where students are taught to tongue the upbeat and then slur into the downbeat. Da 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 da. And this can work at certain tempos if executed exactly right with a really super light legato articulation. But let's listen to some 8th note lines at different tempos from great players and try to hear what's happening. So as you can hear, overall, the trend for modern players is to tongue less. Fast lines definitely sound much cleaner when we let our fingers do the articulating and keep a solid airstream. That's it for now. If you'd like to support the channel, the easiest place to start is by subscribing and liking the video. Comments really help a lot as well. You can also support the channel by donating via Ko-Fi in the link below, listening to my music on Bandcamp, or checking out my sponsor, Curiosity Box, and using my code JBMusic if you'd like to buy a really interesting gift for a creative and curious person of any age in your life. Have a great day, be kind to yourself and others, and remember, deliberate practice makes for sustained improvement. Maddie, will you please stay here so I can get more views? Okay.